to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you into the kitchen for the beginning part of this video, and then we'll go outside to finish up. Now, this will be a two-part video, and I'll have it posted one day and then the next, because this is going to be a from scratch video that's going to take a while to make. We are going to be making homemade chicken bone stock. I make stock. I don't make bone broth because I throw in herbs, I throw in seasonings, onions, carrots, garlic, you name it. Now, this one is a twist that most people aren't used to using anymore, and our ancestors used to use them in the chicken broth and the stock every single time. And what I'm doing is I'll be using the bones from 5 rotisserie chickens I have saved up, and this is where some people will get squeamish. Chicken feet. Oh yes. Massively rich in collagen and gelatin and flavor for your bone stock. The only thing is there's several steps that you need to do before you use your chicken feet. So let's get started on the first step. Of course, I have washed the chicken feet, and you want to cut the claws off, because if you don't, they're going to fall off in your bone stock, and let me tell you, they're hard to find, and you definitely want to make sure you go on and get those off. Sometimes they can be a little hard to get off, but you want to use a good sharp knife. And you can put these in your compost pile, they'll be fine. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of these feet done, and I will bring you right back. Okay, got the feet trimmed, which can take a little while. Be patient with it because it's worth it. Now, for those who have never worked with chicken feet, now I done washed my hand, so I'm going to have to wash my hand again. You see that? No, it's not an alien coming out of your chicken foot. That's tendons and ligaments. It's perfectly fine. Your chicken foot's fine. That's just a natural part of the body. Now, let me wash my hand. Okay, I'm fixing to put my chicken feet in the fridge so they stay cool. And I'm going to bring this pot, which is halfway full of water, up to a rolling boil. And I will bring y'all back as soon as it's boiling. See you here in a bit. Alright, I forgot to mention, start preheating your oven at 350. Because once these have boiled, then we're going to roast them. But I'll get more into detail about that here in a bit. Okay, the pot has finally, the water has finally come to a boil. And I'm going to add the chicken feet. This is one step you do just to make sure that there's no contaminants on the feet. Now, once your water comes back up to boil them for only 5 minutes. We're only going to boil them for 5 minutes. Then I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'll see you once they have come back up to boil and have cooked for 5 minutes. And I have my oven preheating at 350. See you back here in a bit. Okay, they have boiled for 5 minutes. Time to get them out of there. And I have a olive oil casserole dish. I know this is going to freak a lot of people out, but this is the old way of making really good stock and broth. Come here. You want to make sure that you get them all out, and you're going to discard this water. Now let me pause it and bring y'all down. Now be real careful, these babies are hot. And like I said, I like to layer flavors, so I season them before I roast them. Yes, they do not look appetizing at all, but that's okay. I'm looking for flavor, not prettiness. And I'm black pepper, and I'm going to use this amazing seasoning that I found on clearance. I love this stuff. Alright, got that all done. And of course I'll be stirring them while they're roasting. Check them every about 10-15 minutes, give them a good stir. And now I'm going to bake them at 350 for about 50 minutes to an hour, or until they start getting a good golden brown. Now while those are in the oven, I'm going to get busy getting the ingredients chopped up and ready to put in the pressure canner. So I'll see y'all back here after the chicken feet are done. Okay, the chicken feet are done. They are a nice golden brown. And to be honest, smell wonderful. Alright, I'm going to transfer them. They have a little crispy coating on them. That's good. You want the crispiness and the golden brown. was about 50 minutes. That's why you keep your counters clean. Oh, those are pretty. For chicken feet, they're pretty. I know some people are going, why do you go all this trouble? It's worth it. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all can't even see. It's worth it to go to all this trouble. It's called flavor. Now, got all these pan drippings and everything. I'm gonna get some hot water. Don't use cold water because your pan can bust on you. Use hot water. And everything that's left in this pan is flavor, and you want to try to get, you see how nice and caramel colored the pan is. We're going to let this sit for a bit, and then I'm going to take it out to the shed. Put a little more water, because yes, all of this is also going into the pressure canner as well. Alright, it's time to get out to the shed and get this pressure canner loaded up with some homemade chicken bone stock. I'll see you back here in a bit. Okay, we are finally ready. I already have the pan dripping juice and water in here. I have a gallon of water, Berkey water in here. Use what water you have. In go the chicken feet. No, I want to make sure there wasn't any juice left. And like I said, we're building flavor, collagen, and gelatin. Here's my first pan of rotisserie chicken bones, skin, maybe a few little pieces of meat here and there, not much. I stripped them babies. Don't fly, shoe flies, don't fall in it. This is the second container. Like I said, I make very strong chicken bone stock. But of course, as it cooks, it's going to break down. Now, uh-oh, don't want that in there. Don't know how that got in there. Now, I am blessed to have a All-American. What is it? Been a while since I got to use it. 921. That just proves, folks, it's been too long since I've got to use my pressure canner. I'm just lucky to have the carcasses, because the family that I cook for was wanting me to make more of the chicken casserole, and one's just rotisserie chicken addict, so he gets a chicken too. So, in this bag or bowl is a few organic, homegrown carrot tops with some really sad looking carrots. And I have about 3 extremely small onions. I usually use way more vegetables in mine, but I'm doing with what I have. And don't worry, I'm going to be adding more water to this. Because at the rate it is, it's not going to make a whole lot of bone stock. Alright, let me grab my next mixture. Oh, come on, I didn't. Apparently I shut my fire cider a little too tight. Now, when making bone stock, you want to add some vinegar to it. I'm doing about a quarter cup. And I'm going to add about 3 good heaping tablespoons of the leftover mix of the fire cider. The shredded ginger, the shredded horseradish, all that good stuff. Because I want to put healthy stuff into my bone stock, chicken bone stock, and plus the vinegar will help break down the bones and force it to release all of the nutrients within the bones as well. Open the door a little bit. Now, seasoning your bone stock is up to you. I like to add a little bit of sage. That was probably about, let's give it just a little bit more, about 2 tablespoons. And that should make it 3. Now, you want to use fresh, you can. I just ran off from the house and forgot to grab fresh herbs. But I'm going to put sage in here. I've got the seasoning from the fire cider, onions, carrots. I didn't have any celery. The roasted flavor of the rotisserie chickens and the chicken feet. So let me see what else I can find. I'm going to add a little bit of my stinging nettles. I dehydrated. Not much, but a little bit. Now I don't add salt to my bone stock. I add it to the jars when I get ready to can it up. I found a little bit of dehydrated bell peppers. It don't take much because they'll rehydrate as this cooks. And of course, like I said, I'm going to add more water to the mix. Trying to keep an eye on the flies. Man, it's like The Exorcist in here. And I have some dehydrated mushroom. It's like baby bellas. Couple handfuls. Like I said, add what you want to. It's your bone stock. That should be plenty because the rotisserie chicken, I left some of the skin on or put in the containers. So that has seasoning. So does the chicken feet. I'm going to put the lid on this. I'm going to, because it takes a while to get that water out of the Berkey. I'll bring you back as soon as I get another gallon of water. Okay, I am back. And keep an eye on this. And that will make gallon number 2 in the pot. And the metal canning trays that go in your pressure canner, I do have one on the bottom. That way these bigger pieces don't get stuck to the bottom and your bone stock doesn't burn. Oh, this smells good. I'm going to add just a tad bit more water and call it quits because I don't want to fill my pot up too much. I'll be right back. Okay, I got a little more water. Took a bit. I had to wait for it to filter. But this is how I can get away with canning my bone stock into pint jars, because it's very, very concentrated. Very concentrated. And it's already nice and dark. I usually use a little bit of turmeric, but I haven't been able to find mine here and get this shed organized. Alright, with that being said, that is plenty in this pot. But with everything I have in, of course it's going to break completely down. Hopefully release a whole lot of juices, and then I'll be able to have more stock in the pot and not just ingredients. And I'm going to wipe anything off of the edge of my canner. And the one wonderful thing, well, besides many other wonderful things about an All-American, I don't have to worry about a rubber seal. I'll never have a rubber seal go bad. I just have to make sure that I oil the edge of the pan. Because if you don't, you're going to have fun trying to get that lid off. I like to make sure that it's completely good and oiled. Wipe my finger off. Okay, let's get the lid on. Oh Lordy, don't tell me. Yep, gotta spin the pot. And let me tell you, the canners are heavy to begin with. When they got ingredients in them, they're even heavier. Word to the wise, always make sure that your canners turn right. And you'll see an arrow here. You want to match it up with the notch in the side. And you're going to, there we go. And you just barely want to get them finger tight, just barely. And you always do opposite sides. Okay now. Wait, hold on. I gotta adjust it just a little bit. There we go. Just barely finger tight. And you always want to do it opposite sides. That way you get an even closure to it. Then you go back and tighten down. You don't have to tighten it ungodly tight, but you want it tight. There we go. Alright, I'm going to cut the pot on, and I will bring you back once it comes up to heat and it starts spinning. I'll see you back here in just a Well, it's going to take a little while, but I'll see you back here. Not sure if you can see the steam, but it's coming out. It's steady, and I'm going to let it steam vent for 10 minutes. And then I will bring you back as soon as the 10 minutes is over. It has come up to temp. It's boiling nicely inside, and that steam lets me know it's almost time to pressurize her. So in 10 minutes, I will bring you back. Okay, I know you can hear her venting very well. There's a nice steady stream of steam up above it. Now, for my area, I need to use a 10 pounds of weight. So what we're going to do, and don't be scared of your pressure canner. Put that weight right on. I'm going to cut the flame down some. And I'm going to let her come up to a steady 11 pounds of pressure, and I'll bring you back. Okay, she is at a steady 11 pounds of pressure. You want to hear it stop every once in a while and then start back up, because that means it's balancing out. I've been watching the dial. She has been at 11 pounds of steady pressure for several minutes now. I know she's set. Now is when you start timing the pressure cooking of the chicken bone stock. And I will see you back here in 2 hours. Because that's how long I let mine cook. I'll see you in 2 hours. I forgot to mention, for those who are new to canning, if she drops below 11 pounds, if she drops actually below 10 pounds, you will have to start your timing all over again. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on your pressure gauge and make sure she stays at 11 pounds. She's still at 11 pounds, and she's going to stop every once in a while. That's fine. That means it's hit 11 pounds and there's no pressure to release. It just means that it's steady at 11 pounds. Nothing wrong. Keep an eye on your gauge, and don't let that, if you're pressure canning at 10 pounds, don't let it go below 10. At 5, if you pressure can at 5 pounds, don't let it go below 5. And if you pressure can at 15, don't let it go below 15. Alright, I will see you back here in a little under 2 hours. Okay, she has been cooking for 2 hours. You want to cut the flame completely off. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch the weight. Don't try to move the pot. Let her completely, as you see, decompressorize, which you can tell now that that's already started because she quit dancing. Let it completely depressurize down to 0 and wait at least 40 minutes before you try to open this pot, because it is full of extremely hot liquid that can hurt you. Do not, well, not only hurt you, hospitalize you, or if it's bad enough, kill you. Do not remove your weight. I'm just being honest with you and not trying to scare you, but just telling you the truth. Don't touch the weight, don't touch the pot, don't touch nothing. Walk away, let it come down, keep an eye on it, let it come down. Once it comes down to 0, wait for about 45 minutes, an hour, everything inside will be fine. But it'll give a chance for the lava inside to cool down. Alright, and I'll bring you back as soon as it's ready to open. Okay, it is finally cooled down. It's depressurized to 0. It's been setting for at least an hour. You'll take your weight off. No matter what, always use a pot holder because your weight is still going to be hot. And start from opposite sides. And always open your lid away from you because there will still be steam. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. And it's a dark, rich, healthy color. Look at that beautiful chicken stock. Wonderful chicken bone stock. Oh, it's so rich. And I have a stock pot and a colander set up. Now, if you're one of those that have to have perfectly strained chicken stock or chicken bone broth, chicken bone stock, you can always line your colander with cheesecloth. But I'm telling you, once you do that, that cheesecloth's not going to be good for anything else. Me, I don't mind bits and pieces of herbs in my stock at all. Oh, that is so rich. A lot of the feet have disintegrated. Some have, very few, have stayed together. But everything is just fell apart. And that's what you want to see. Oh, it smells wonderful. And see, this is what you want to see. Your chicken bones just fell apart. And that's what you want to see. Okay, I have a bigger pot over here that I am going to pour this in. my gracious, that's beautiful, dark, rich, and it's going to nourish you. Not only your heart, but your soul and your immune system, and anything that you use it in that you cook. And don't worry, mush that stuff. Mush it because you want to get all of that goodness out. You don't want any of that bone stock staying back. Alright, I'm going to continue to keep straining it. And like I said, be careful. It is still hot. Don't think it's not hot. It is. And I will bring you back as soon as I get the tail end of this strained out. See you back here in a bit. Alright, I am done straining everything out. I've got one big stock pot full to the top of some extremely rich, healthy chicken bone stock. And you'll see it better once I get it put into the jars. But I wanted to show you. When cooked right, you can't tell that was chicken carcasses. The feet are still kind of together, but you can tell that they've been, all their nutrients, their gelatin, collagen, everything's been leached out of them. Alright, this is where I'm going to end this video and get everything set up. I've got to go wash my canner out so I can put this wonderful blessing of chicken bone stock into jars and get that baby, get them jars into the canner. I hope this video encourages you as well to make your own homemade chicken bone stock. It's simple, easy, anybody can do it. And if you don't have a pressure canner, you can, well, you're still going to have a pressure canner unless you freeze your chicken bone stock in containers. But if you want to can it up, you're going to need a pressure canner. Now, you don't want to go through the hassle of doing it in your canner and then cleaning it all out and doing running the jars through. You can do it in a slow cooker, but a crock pot, but you need to cook it for at least 24 to 48 hours. Done faster, 2 hours. I prefer doing it the pressure canner method, or pressure canning it, or pressure cooking it. Let me get my facts straight here. It's getting late. I think the turnout is a whole lot better, and you'll see it in the jars. Hope this encourages you as well. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to answer them. Everyone, take care. Remember that part 2 will be tomorrow. I look forward to seeing y'all in my next video. And may you each be blessed. Stock those pantries, everyone. Take care.